Hi, I'm Deborah. We're at the Lincoln Park Conservatory, which is currently closed. However, we want to show you some interesting things inside. Normally we look at the plants, which are alive, but there's also other live things in here that we're going to focus on today, and for children of all ages, let's put it that way, regardless of whether you're a 2-year-old or a 99-year-old. We are currently in the Palm House, but what I wanted to show you in here is that we use natural air conditioning in here. So example, the front doors are left open in the summer to allow air to come in. What does that mean? Ants can walk in, crickets can walk in, all kinds of little critters, kind of insects can come in along with our visitors. But also, if we look up at the ceiling, that is roughly 4 to 5 stories high, depending upon whether we're talking about an older building or a newer building. We also can open those windows. And what can happen there? We've been known to have birds flying in. Now, not a lot, but still, they fly in. Again, wildlife inside the conservatory, they're taking advantage of the greenery, all the plants that are here. This is one of our 2 ponds in the conservatory. In the past, we've had fish in here, which hopefully in the future we will also have fish in here. They're in our other pond right now. And we have small children who come in, especially daycare groups, that are just fascinated by the fish. And it's difficult at times to get them to move beyond the ponds. They just want to look at the fish, because we're not talking about small little fish like you might have at home, but we're talking about, example, a goldfish can grow up to 12 inches long, and we have some large ones. We also have koi, and we're going to hopefully be able to see them in the back, but those can grow up to over 3 feet during their lifespan, and they can live for quite a while. So if looking at the large fish, okay, there are times where we know animals have been in here because we can see them. We can see the evidence. But if we look at one example of evidence, if we look at the concrete floor down here, we've got proof that there had been a raccoon in here. And I'm going to point out one to you right here, where a raccoon snuck in here and they left their evidence in the wet concrete. And in case you're here and you want to look for this, this is in the Palm House, just outside the entrance to the show house. Okay. And in this lush green vegetation, we have all kinds of beneficial insects, such as praying mantis and other plants that would help to, they kill the bad insects, but they also help on pollination. Okay. We're now inside the Fern House. Lush green space. Imagine dinosaurs in here. This is similar to the type of world that they would have seen in northern Illinois. And a sideline on that, dinosaur bones have never been found in Illinois, but odds are we had them passing through on their way elsewhere. And so perhaps they were in one of the areas that were very similar to this. And this has some visual appearances to what you'll find in the Maison Creek area if we looked at 300 million years ago. Okay. But we also have in here, we have, among my favorite things here, the turtles. And these are red-eared sliders. They may be hiding right now, but red-eared sliders are among the 100 most invasive species in the world. They can take over, they grow very rapidly, and they eat a lot of the native plants and animals. They are semi-aquatic, so they can get out, they can crawl. I have found turtles climbing the staircase in here. I generally carry rubber gloves with me so I can pick them up and put them back in the pond. So, but in here, okay, we look at these red-eared sliders. They have a lifespan of up to 30 years of age. So if you were to get a turtle as a pet at home, you need to think about, what are you going to be doing 30 years from now? Who's going to be taking care of it? It's a long-term commitment, a very long-term commitment. So, and they do not lay their eggs in the water. They will climb up and lay them in various dirt areas around. And the turtles can have up to 5 clutches per year, if I remember correctly. And they can have dozens of turtle eggs in each clutch. So they can take over very quickly. We have quite a few in here. They're fascinating to watch, but now that we're closed, they've become somewhat shy. They used to be acclimated to people coming through here and looking at them. And yes, they would jump in the water and try and disappear. But now they hear us coming and they disappear immediately. So we're going to have to be very gentle with them when we come back. Okay. We're now in the Orchid House, which is originally called the Stove House. It is warm in here, so the word stove is actually quite appropriate. But here inside the Orchid House, we have another pond. We've got goldfish, we have koi, and you want to know what the difference is? They're cousins. But the koi, and bear in mind, they're far enough away I can't really see this. So I'm going to tell you something, and that perhaps you can figure it out at some point later. The koi have almost like little whiskers by their mouth. The goldfish do not, but they're all related through the carp family. And multicolors, if they don't have enough of the right nutrients and sunlight, their colors can also change to some extent. So it's a matter of looking at them very carefully. We have had babies in here. Actually, we've had a lot of babies in here. And it's like having baby fish at home. Sometimes they live, sometimes it's the survival of the fittest. That's what it comes down to. So, but definitely check out this. There have been times where we've had screaming children who don't want to leave this area because of how much they like the fish, which is okay. In fact, if they like the fish, we're encouraging them to be a part of nature. Okay. Thank you very much for coming today and to experiencing this tour. Hopefully once the conservatory reopens, that you'll be able to come and enjoy it in person. Thank you.